Well, again, here's another one I want to share on MVI 7483. Officer Ray Tensing needs a change of venue. The viewer wrote, "Well, what do I know? As long as I lived in Ohio, that law having the front plate matching the back has never been an issue and should remain with that law. Cincinnati is full of gangs and high crimes. They are shooting every day there. They were waiting for this to happen to further their agenda. Downtown Cincinnati is home for black folks living off government assistance. It puts me in mind of and reminds me of Detroit if compared to another area. From traveling, I live north of Cincinnati, and Ohio police officers are getting pounded. The entire state is getting pounded. So many left because it's not worth putting their own lives on the line daily to protect and serve, and hello, they have families to go home to. If they burn things there, they are burning a lot of vacant buildings, and squatters live in them. Here in my state, we don't have that law. It's obvious seeing what's going on every day. We have the devil in office and his demonic minions ripping it to bits. So anyone who needs help in the future, don't count on your first line of defense. Best advice I can give is people better protect yourselves the best way that you can. We haven't seen anything yet. I promise you that. This is just the beginning. Want unarmed police departments and the blue helmets to take over equals United Nations? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't think so, but that's where it's all heading. People need to thank your local police departments for keeping your communities safe. If an officer tells you to do something, just do it and stop breaking the law. That anarchist in office is purging our men and women in uniform. Now guilty until proven innocent. That's so evil. Whoa. When they call good evil and evil good, everyone will be on blood pressure meds at this rate. Thank you, Gabe, for speaking up for our beautiful men and women in uniform. Now everyone should follow suit. I want to thank my viewer for writing what she did, and it is a she. It's just amazing the different kind of comments I receive for that particular video. People need to ask themselves, what would you do in Officer Ray Tensing's position? Samuel Dubois wasn't being cooperative. He wasn't answering the questions. He wasn't following instructions. What have we learned? Do what they ask you to do. What would you expect Officer Ray Tensing to do when Samuel Dubois first hands him a bottle of gin from between his feet or legs? What would you expect him to do when he goes to open the door of the vehicle and Samuel Dubois slams it shut? And as he starts taking off, he reaches for the floorboards. You think maybe he was trying to unstick the gas pedal? Or was he reaching for a weapon? Did anybody look for a weapon? Did anybody do a toxicology report to determine the alcohol level in Samuel Dubois' body at that time? You think that bottle of gin was just there because it was just there? The officer is trying to enforce the law. The individual in the vehicle isn't complying with any of his requests. That doesn't give the officer the right to shoot him. But as soon as Dubois reached for the floorboards, any sane officer would have done what he needed to do so he can go home to his family. And instead, this jackass prosecutor, Joe Dieter, already convicted him. I'm waiting to see what kind of insults get hurled at me for this video. I'm waiting to see how many more death threats I'm going to receive for this video. Wake up, folks. If the police don't protect us, we're probably going to have it anyway. The only way the chosen one can stay in power, well, there's two ways. Three ways, actually. He can ignore the 22nd Amendment, and we know he doesn't give a squat's ass about the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment mandates 2 4-year terms maximum. He can declare martial law based on his continuing to fan the flames between the blacks and the whites when a race riot breaks out, which it will if the 6 officers in Baltimore are not sent to prison for the rest of their lives, or if Officer Ray Tensing doesn't spend the rest of his life in prison based on a conviction. All hell's going to break loose. Obama did say when he was in Africa that he has a lot of work that's still unfinished. You think he's not going to try to finish his work? And what is his work? His work is the total destruction of the American way of life and to bring in Sharia law. Anyone that doesn't see that is not awake. That's sort of what I think. I want to thank my viewer for writing what she did. Sure made a whole lot of sense to me. And if you listen to it, it'll make a whole lot of sense to you. That's sort of what I think. Let me know what you think. And if you insult me or you threaten me, I'll block you. Depending on the level of threat, I'll send it to the authorities. So why don't you go find something else to do? And you know who I'm talking about, don't you?